friends, Ruth here. So I'm going to run through real quick how to put together one of these masks that Valley Health has said are the ones they prefer. We are going to start with no elastic first because I know there is an elastic shortage here in the States. I'm trying my best to find some suppliers that may have some spools for us here in Winchester, but for the time being, I'm making mine with fabric ties. So I'm going to show you how to make one of those real quick, and then we will put the mask together. So here we are at my ironing board. I've got some just random scraps of fabric. They're about 1.5 to 2 inches wide. You're going to fold those in half lengthwise. Just a real quick iron, and then you open that back up and just kind of fold it down in on itself. Just like that, and iron the whole thing. Please don't iron through your fingers. I've done that before and it really hurts. So we're just making some ties. And you're going to want to stitch these before you use them, and we will do that together because here we are live. And if anybody has any questions about materials, they have asked that we use new fabric or something that has been purchased in the past year. So no using your granny's stash of fabric, y'all. So I've got my ties that are ready to be stitched together. I'm going to clip off this little end here. And you're going to fold that just one side. Fold it down. We're going to stitch the whole thing. Woo! There it is. Yes, Amy, this video will be archived. It will be here as a live. I will share it to the page. It should be here forever. I'm also uploading one to YouTube, but that's taking a while, so I wanted to just hop on here and do it live real quick. All of your fabric is old. Yes, Amy, there is on the pinned post on the announcements, there is a form for what you have and what you are available to do and what you need. So go ahead and fill out our volunteer form that you are a sewist and you have a sewing machine and that you need fabric, and we will do our best. Ryan and Sheree and I will do our best to help find you some fabric that you can use. So we're just gonna, I'm sorry if this is loud, I feel like I'm yelling, but we're putting together our little ties, and you're just gonna stitch those ties shut. We're gonna do another one because I know that I need 16 inches for each corner, so I need 4 16-inch pieces. Whee! This is the tedious part. Just stitch, 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 right? Can you guys see? Oh good, you can. And if you're available this evening at 5 p.m., we're going to hop on a Zoom call together and just all of us stitch and work and connect with each other and support each other and talk, just to hang out. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit stir crazy, missing having some social time. Oh good, I'm glad. Alright, so now we've got our ties. We're gonna head over to the cutting area. Bink. And we're actually, you know what? So here's what I do on my sewing table. I've got a yardstick here, so I'm just gonna cut them here so that we don't have to move around. So I need 16 inches. I need 4 of those. That one's short. Bum, 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 bum. All right, there are our ties. Ooh. Close enough is close enough. Nothing has to be super exact with this. So we're going to set those aside. And now you're going to take your 9-inch by 6-inch piece of fabric. That's the size that Valley Health has said they want. I'm going to suggest that you look 6:40. Now, I know, it's Friday. What day is it? It's Friday. I can't believe it's Friday either. I'm going to suggest that you use 2 different fabrics for the front and the back, because this is not something that they requested, but I'm going to suggest it so that it is super easy for them to see at a quick glance which side they had toward their face and which side they had toward their patients. And if we can help them out with that visually, I think that'll be a good thing. So just 2 different fabrics, 2 different colors or patterns or whatever. And you're going to start about 2 inches in on whatever edge you want. It doesn't really matter. And we're just going to go back and forth, and we're going to go around. And if you want to round those corners a little bit, it'll make it faster when you turn it. Whee! And then you're going to leave 2 to 2.5 inches. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, no measuring required. You're going to leave a little bit of it open, and you see how those edges are just rounded just a little bit. You don't have to do quick corners. And then you're going to turn it like a sock. Bink! And the reason I do rounded is so that I can just pop that corner out and not have to use a turning tool. So you're going to turn it like a sock. I have 2 little boys, and we're just now teaching them how to turn their own socks. And it's amazing. They take their socks off the right way now. So funny. So we're just going to turn all of that, and then you're going to head to an ironing board. This makes it super easy. Head to an ironing board, and you're just going to iron that flat. You see? There we go. Yeah, we can see. You don't have to worry about sealing up that edge, because we're going to be pleating and stitching over it. Yay! Alright, and now to make those pleats, you're going to grab about 1 inch down, turn, and pop it back up. Super simple. Again, you don't have to measure. This doesn't have to be super exact. These are really quick. There's one. We want them all in the same direction, so you're going to turn it, fold it down, and turn it back up just a little bit. These are about 1/2 inch pleats. And one more time, they want 3 of them, all facing the same direction, please. 1, 2, 3. Whee! And I'm just using some quick steam to make sure that those pleats stay in place. If you need to use pins to hold them together while you sew, please do. I do a lot of sewing, so I'm not going to use pins because I really hate pins. No, they are not requesting any filter inside. These, I believe, are going to replace the typical... Ooh, I almost lost you. They're going to replace the typical surgical masks. So, they don't want any filter inside, just 2 layers of fabric, pleated all together. And now we're going to put these cloth ties on. This is the instructions. This is how they requested them be made. So you're going to... We're actually going to stitch around twice. So just a locking stitch to start. My ties are not finished on the ends, so I'm going to want to do that. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit, right there on the corner, right at a diagonal, or whatever angle you want it to be at, and stitch. When you're going through a lot of layers of fabric like this, you might need what's a heavier needle, a larger size needle. I tend to use a size 14 needle to go through this many layers of fabric. Just make sure your needle is sturdy enough to go through this much, because it's a lot of little layers. Again, grab your next tie, and at the next corner, you're going to catch that cloth tie right around the corner. Whee! Alright, grab the next one. And we are actually going to be stitching around twice. So this is not the only time you're going to catch this tie. You're going to be catching it twice as you go around. Please don't stitch through your fingers. It can happen. Go through all of those pleats. Here's my last tie. Dum, da, da, dum. Come on, meow. All right, I need to get that down. Got a little too close. And, all right, so we've caught everything once. Back and forth and back and forth. And we're going to go around again. And this time I'm going to try to catch all of those outside edges. And I'll show you what I mean once we go all the way around. And back and forth and back and forth. This is called a locking stitch, and that just makes it so that the threads don't pop open. We're going to clip pretty close to the mask, and that's it. So you see, I caught as much of it as I could twice, and that's going to be nice and strong. 2 layers of stitching. It doesn't have to be perfect, and there we go. There's a mask. 2 different fabrics so they can tell which side was inside and which side was outside. That is the style that Valley Health has said they will be accepting. So have fun. I'm gonna stop this live and then do another one for the elastic, if you have elastic. So this is the cloth ties. A little mask.